Yep. All right, I want to bring in Martin Barbre, I think, is joining us now with the National Corn Growers Association.
I'm coming.
I tell you what, I never know where this guy is going to be. He's floating around all over the place. How are you?
Good. How are you, Mike?
Very good. Martin's from Illinois, and he is on the Commodity Classic Steering Committee. You have to feel good by the turnout here at the Classic?
We've been just overwhelmed, Mike. We knew we were going to have a good show, but the numbers are really, really strong. We're way up from where we've been. We think we're going to break some records.
Well, you got a lot of factors working together to help that happen, not least of which is you have a good program here to draw people.
Yes, we feel like we have a premier program that meets the needs of many of the growers that are here, and hopefully they take a lot away from it.
And it seems to be working out. You're now up to 4 groups with corn, soybeans, wheat, and sorghum. It has worked out for these groups to come together and still maintain their individual identities, work on their individual issues, but still come together for the common cause for agriculture and so many of these issues apply to all the commodities.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I represent corn growers, but I raise all 4 commodities. So, yeah, it's really good for growers like me that do raise more than one commodity. It makes it great to be able to come together and have a much better trade show at the same time.
Trade show's huge. What, 900 exhibitors or so?
Yes, we're sold out. Could have sold more space, but just wasn't available. But it's just wonderful.
Now this is the meeting too, where all 4 of these groups works on policy. That's a big part of why you're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here. In fact, I just left the Corn Congress where they're working on policy, and it's quite a challenge to bring all the diverse, not alone just the different commodities, but in our case, all the different geographical areas of the country that have similar but yet differing ideas.
Well, give us an idea of what was being discussed in the Corn Congress.
Well, they're discussing ethanol policy this morning and getting ready to move on to Farm Bill policy.
Wow, 2 big items right there. And I mentioned this earlier, the backdrop to everything that's going on here is what's going on in Washington, D.C. with budget cutting. And we know there are going to be cuts. It's a matter of where and how much.
Yeah, that's the key, and the idea is finding out what you can do, what will work, what will play in Washington. We're doing a lot of work trying to educate policymakers, educate the public on what our needs are and where we need to go from here.
I've been pointing out there's a big difference between cutting a program and cutting out a program. And there are those in Washington right now that basically would just pull the plug on ethanol, which seems strange at a time when we're seeing our gas prices go up, oil prices go up. This is the time to put more investment in ethanol in a domestic fuel, not less.
Yes, and I think our delegates are working toward that, toward building more infrastructure, creating more market access for ethanol.
So as you gather here, the policies that are set here really gives your leadership the direction they'll need as they work with the members of Congress, and not only for this year, but especially next year with the Farm Bill being written.
Yes, that as I said, that's where they're going right now in the Corn Congress.
And you're fortunate to have 2 pretty big name speakers here tomorrow in Secretary Vilsack and House Ag Committee Chair Frank Lucas, not only to hear from them, but a chance for you to talk to them as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic that they're coming. It shows the importance of the people, of the growers at our show, that those important people in our government are willing to come and speak to them.
I know growers are excited about the prices they're getting right now. There's also concerns, of course, with input costs and some things like that. But overall, do you think it's a pretty optimistic mood here?
Yes, it's a very optimistic mood. We had our corn pack auction last night, and you can tell from the way things went last night, the support that was given to our corn pack, that growers are optimistic.
All right, Martin, congratulations. Great meeting. Off to a good start. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, Martin Barbre from Illinois on the National Corn Growers Association Commodity Classic Steering Committee here at Commodity Classic. All right, we're really just getting started. Coming up next, we're going to talk with the first Vice President for the National Association of Wheat Growers, get their thoughts on their issues that they are addressing here at Commodity Classic. And then remember, we have bonus coverage coming up right after AgriTalk, AgriTalk Online. You can hear us at agritalk.com. Several more guests that we'll be talking to in our bonus coverage coming up. So stay with us. Much more to come from Commodity Classic in Tampa, Florida. This is AgriTalk.